Hey guys, I'm Pacey Cervantes, new in Nashville with Warren Zeiders. Did I get that right?
Yep, we're on the money now.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure because I'm sure like you've probably gotten a lot of like different pronunciations of your last name, huh?
Oh man, it's all over the place, but it's all with love.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to ask you real quick. Did you cut your hair? Is your hair in your hat or
No, hair's tucked behind in a ponytail.
okay? How tough is that? Because I know you wear a lot of cowboy hats too. Is it like difficult to have that long hair and have it not like interrupt you on stage or anything?
No, it's become part of, the look. And I need to get it trimmed up here shortly, but other than that, I love having the long hair. And it's always funny because people always ask that question, especially when I go live on socials and stuff. Did I cut my hair? Did I cut my hair? And I'm like, no, guys, it's just tucked back.
Does it take you a long time when you're in a new city to find a barber to do it just right, or do you do it yourself?
No, I do not do it myself. I'm very particular about who touches my hair and who cuts my hair. So it's time for a trim. So I'm looking for somebody that who I trust, not to take 3, 4 inches off when I said take an inch off. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're from Hershey, Pennsylvania. What
Correct.
was it like? And did you end up when you started your country career? Did you end up moving to Nashville?
So not right away, actually. What I did was, I'm in Nashville now. I say that I'm in Nashville now, but I'm in Nashville for 2 months out of the year, and then I'm going everywhere else for the rest of the year touring. But um, for the first, honestly, year, I was doing a lot of just traveling back and forth 2 weeks at a time. I was crashing at my manager's house. I was doing writes. I was spending time in the studio and whatnot. So a lot of it was just traveling back and forth for the longest time. And now here I am officially a Nashville resident.
So you were probably exhausted. Did you make the drive, or you were flying
Uh,
every time?
no, man, I was flying. No, hell no, I was not driving.
I sorry, I'm bad at geography, even with America, so I don't know how far like Hershey, Pennsylvania is from Nashville.
That's a 12-hour commute one way.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So was that a pretty humbling experience to like have to crash on your manager's like couch and all that?
They had a nice guest bedroom, and no, it
Oh,
was it was cool because, like, my story, he found me on social media during the pandemic, and I was a dude who wasn't trying to, become famous or, sing for a living or be in the country music scene. I was merely just posting videos for fun on social media, and he finds me and he's like, "Hey dude, so like, are you under management?" I'm like, no, I'm just a dude in my childhood bedroom, going to college, trying to pass the time during the pandemic. And him and I link up, and he tells me to come down to Nashville. One thing led to another, and just started spending time at his crib and with his family and everything. And they're very welcoming, and still my manager to this day. And it's a crazy story, man. Never in a million years would I ever thought that me hopping on social media for fun would lead to a full blown career.
right. Yeah, because it was I actually started seeing I feel like I started seeing you on TikTok, was it, throughout the pandemic?
Yep.
Yeah, so that was,
Yeah.
I knew you were talented. I didn't realize how much you would blow up from there. And that's pretty crazy. Are people starting to recognize you like on the street? Is that blowing your mind?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was mind boggling to me to even people recognizing me even when I was just posting on TikTok and I didn't even have music out yet. Like, it was to that level of my first time coming down to Nashville. I was at a Starbucks with my manager, and I was going to like one of my first rides in town, and the barista's like, "I'm a huge fan of your voice. Like, I love your acoustic covers album that you put out." Like, I was being recognized that early on. Like, that's how crazy the power of social media is. I mean, now it's a whole other level. I can't go anywhere without taking a turn somewhere and someone. That's why it's always hair tucked behind's a great incognito in a hoodie. It's great.
Dude, that's awesome. So you have a very, very chaotic life now because you're always on the road. Like you said, you're barely in Nashville right now because
Yeah.
you're always on the road. You're hustling out there. How do you keep like your mental health in check? Like because I'm sure you don't have a lot of downtime.
It's I like to say rituals and habits, and being a former athlete, I played lacrosse for 12 years, so athletics were a
Oh,
huge part of my livelihood, and I owe a lot to athletics. I think my religious beliefs help me too, just with setting time apart for that, whether it's doing devotionals in the morning. Um, I think athletics, as in working out, always making sure I get a run in, some form of workout, and ice baths are really great for me, helping with breathing techniques, um, just so good for my overall health. And another thing too is making sure I'm eating properly. I think a big thing for me to keep my sanity is structure and doing these things. And I like to say like micro goals and achieving those micro goals throughout the day and having obviously your bigger goals throughout the weeks, months, years, and everything. But it can be chaotic for sure because especially what I've learned about in this life, man, dude, it is run and gun. One
oh
second
yeah.
you got your schedule and then this is thrown in or this is thrown in. Hey, this is coming in. Hey, we got to go do this now. So you're on a bus, you're planning a show, you're hopping on a flight that night, you're flying somewhere else. It's exhilarating though, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love the unexpected. It makes life so interesting, and it's definitely something that I'm happy to say is what I get to do for my life.
I'm not gonna lie, you could be an inspirational speaker. You kind of just like inspired me to do half the stuff that you're talking about right now. Can we go back to the I call them cold plunges,
Mhm.
the ice baths.
Yeah.
What I don't know if the average person knows what that is and what that does. You essentially just jump inside an extremely cold bath with
Mhm.
ice. Like what does it do though?
Well, one thing, there is what is it? It's like a 2x, what's the word I'm looking for right here? Releases endorphins, dopamine. It's like a 2x,
Yeah.
3x dopamine release into your body. It's like a natural dopamine release.
Oh.
And I only know so much of the science behind it. I'm not a scientist, but from what I've learned and gathered through it, I actually just did one before I hopped on here about half an hour ago. I did it for 4 to 5 minutes. I try to do that 4 to 5 minutes every day, and I like to do it in the mornings before I have any coffee because I like to get that natural, spike of energy without having caffeine into my body. Because I like try to wait an hour after being awake before I have caffeine and stuff, because then you won't have your midday crashes.
Right.
But when it comes to cold plunges, ice baths, whatever you want to call it, not only is it so good for you physically because it has stuff to do with brown fat enzymes, I think that are in your liver, if I'm correct. Could be wrong. Again, I'm not a scientist. But what I like about it is your body's being submerged in cold water, and it almost triggers this fight or flight response where your body is trying to internally warm itself up to keep it from going into hypothermia and stuff like that, which I love so much because not only is it a physical aspect, it's mentally doing something every single day that sucks. It doesn't get easier. You maybe get better at your breathing techniques, but I got to wake up and I got to jump into 39-degree water while it's 30 degrees outside. And
39-degree water for 45 minutes?
no, 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 4 to 5 minutes, four to
Oh
five
my
minutes,
god. I was like, dang, how are you alive? My bad.
4 to 5
So
minutes. No, 45, man, you got a pair on you. By God,
right. Did you see
Yeah,
my face? I was so confused. Okay, so my bad. So 4 to 5 minutes
four
was
to
very
five minutes.
confused. Now I'm on board now. Okay, got it.
Now you're on the same page. Yes.
And so
Um,
you pour it yourself, you dump the ice yourself, you like
oh, dude, I am full bore into it. No, I have this actual ice bath that has filtrated water and everything, and it keeps it regulated. It's like a giant Yeti cooler, and it just keeps the water there. It's like having an indoor hot tub, but it's an ice bath. It's
yeah.
it's So
Dude, that's so cool. So, and I feel like what you spoke to a little bit earlier is something that a lot of people can relate to, and especially because we're in the new year. It's 2024, and I feel like a lot of people. You said something like micro controlling, or
micro goals.
yeah, micro
Yep.
goals, and I feel like that's something that I'm glad you said, because a lot of people try to do the bigger goal in like a week.
Yep.
Whereas you're doing micro goals, and I feel like that's the best way to do it.
It's actually makes me laugh that you talked about motivational speaker, because I actually love listening to those things, because I admire these people. And whether it's anywhere from, famous people, I love Denzel Washington, some of his stuff that he says, or, Matthew McConaughey, how you know, his hero in life is himself in 5 to 10 years, because you're always chasing your hero. Being an athlete in my former life, I lived around this stuff, and I admired people that were successful, and what are the rituals and habits of these people that do these things. And I think it's a will to win. But again, the concept of micro goals is setting these things and putting yourself, one of the best things you can do to achieve success in life is putting yourself in uncomfortable situations every single day, which is why the ice bath is a great thing to tick off every single morning, because it's uncomfortable, it's painful. I know that it's good for me, but I know that it's going to suck. Would I rather get in a hot shower in the morning than go sit in 39-degree water? Hell yeah, it's the easier thing. But the ice bath is doing something that you can control, that is a difficult thing to do. And if you check that off early in the morning, you're set for success for the rest of the day.
How does it affect your singing voice? Does it help it?
It actually does. Doing ice baths are great because of breathing techniques. I like to do like the box breathing and stuff, the slow inhales, hold, the slow exhale, and it actually strengthens my breathing and whatnot when it comes to hitting certain notes and holding longer notes and all that stuff. Endurance, I guess, is a good way of putting it.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I could talk fitness and like that kind of stuff for like
Me,
hours if you couldn't
me too.
tell.
Me too.
But I know you're a busy guy, so I'm gonna let you go. Warren Zeiders, thank you so much for coming on New in Nashville. You're probably gonna convince me to start doing ice baths, not for 45 minutes, but definitely the normal 4 to 5 minutes. I
Yes.
appreciate you for coming on, man, and I can't wait to see you when you come here to Sacramento.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.